Good morning, Davao, Mindanao, North, South, East, and West. This is Gilbert Lopez Martire Catso. For the headlines, weather forecast. Southwest monsoon affecting the western section of Visayas and Mindanao. Local news. COVID-19 cases increasing. No more COVID-19 vaccine available. No bagong lipunan hymns pledged in Davao City's June 12 ceremony. 400 daily visitors at Davao City Library. DCPO remains optimistic despite Davao among cities with highest crime rate. National news. BP Sara also awaiting documents on basis alleged suspension. Marcos signs into law Negros Islands Region Act. International news. G7 agrees 50 billion loan for Ukrainian from Russia asset. Tesla investors back record breaking must pay deal. International news. Entertainment news. Singaporean stars Brian Nang, David Matthew Reynold Tan visit the Philippines for collaboration project. Sanya Lopez talks about hilarious sampal moment on pulang araw. Sports news. Messi says he won't play for Argentina in Olympic. Stamp Fairtex congratulates Denise Zamboanga. I will see you soon. Featured story, how to experience the real Honolulu according to a local lay maker. D-Day shipwrecks where WW2 time capsule. Now they are home to reach ocean floor life. Side story and trivia. The king of all fruits, durian. Weather forecast. Mindanao will experience a cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms due to southwest monsoon. Possible floods or flash floods or landslides due to moderate to at times heavy rains. Local news. COVID-19 cases increasing. No more COVID-19 vaccines available. The Davao City Health Office CHO reported approximately 100 COVID cases in the city as of June 24, 2024, an increase from 74 cases in May. During the iSpeak Media Forum on June 13, 2024, at the City Mayor's Office, Dr. Thomas Ababon, head of a CHO, shared that there were 19 cases in April, 74 in May, and 111 in June. He noted that while they cannot confirm if these are flirt variants without genome sequencing, no data indicates that the presence of the flirt variant among the city's COVID-19 cases. What we are doing for the flirt and COVID is continuing surveillance. What we don't employ right now are isolation and swabbing, he said. Unlike the pandemic peak, when contacts tracing, isolation, and vaccination were essentials. These measures ceased following Presidential Proclamation number 297 on July 21, 2023, which lifted at the state of public health emergency due to COVID-19. No bagong lipunan hymns pledged in Davao City's June 12 ceremony. The flag raising ceremony for 126th Independence Day in Davao City omitted the recital of the Bagong Pilipinas hymn and pledge. despite encouragement from the President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Memorandum Circular on June 4, 2024. On Wednesday morning, June 12, 2024, Davao City observed the 126th Independence Day under the theme Kalayaan, Kinabukasan, Kasaysayan without singing or reciting the Bagong Pilipinas hymn and pledge. Memorandum Circular number 52 issued by the President urged all national governments, agencies, and instrumentalities, including GOCCs, government-owned and controlled corporation, and educational institution such as SUCs, states, university, and colleges, and encourage all the local government units to integrate the recital of Bagong Pilipinas hymn and pledge flag ceremonies subject to the existing law, rules, and regulations. Vice President and Education Secretary Sara Duterte present at the wreath-laying ceremony at Rizal Park declined to comment when asked about the directive by the media. Her younger brother, Davao City Mayor Sebastian Baste Duterte, was absent from the celebration. 400 daily visitors at the Davao City Library during the I Speak Media Forum on June 13, 2024 at the City Mayor's Office. Salome Enoch, officer in charge of the Davao City Library, said that the number of daily visitors decreases to around 200 during the off-peak season when classes are not in session. Enoch discussed the library efforts to enhance services, including the potential extension of weekend hours, and the introduction of new programs aimed at fostering social inclusivity. These efforts includes improvements to the main library on Sibangoy Street, District Library in Kalinan, Tubok, and Turil, and various reading center in barangays. Despite of peak season due to school holidays, the library continues to serve a steady number of patrons. She highlighted the library's mobile activities, which involve ocular visit to schools in preparation for the upcoming academic year. The library is also committed to social inclusivity through the new programs such as visit to the Lingap Center for Mentally Challenged Children, Balay Dangupan, a temporary shelter for abused children, and other previously unvisited institutions. DCPO remains optimistic despite Davao among cities with highest crime rate. The Davao City Police Office, DCPO, remained optimistic despite the city joining the list of the cities in Southeast Asia with the highest crime rate, city citing the operation between the police and the citizens. This after the Facebook post by Renan Castillo Aguilar that went viral showed the top 20 cities in Southeast Asia with the highest crime rate, which includes the city of Manila, Quezon, Kuala Lumpur, Klang, and Phnom Penh. In the top 5, Davao City ranked 19. The list was taken from the website number and was based on the Southeastern Asia Crime Index by City 2023. During the Davao City and the Security Press Corps, formerly known as AFP-PNP Press Corps Press Conference last June 12, Police Captain Hazel Tuason, DCPO spokesperson, said that the trust between the citizens and the police force was a factor for the number of recorded crimes. They have trust in our police force, which is why they report that there are crimes happening on there are individuals involved in criminal activities, Tuason said. National News. Vice President Sara also awaiting documents on Baste's alleged suspension. Vice President Sara Duterte stated that they would await the arrival of the documents following rumors regarding the potential suspension of her brother, Davao City Mayor Sebastian Baste Duterte. I am not aware of any information regarding Mayor Baste Duterte's suspension. If there are indeed papers or documents concerning his suspension, we should wait for them and allow Mayor Baste to take appropriate legal action, she said in the media interview on Wednesday morning, June 12, 2024 at Rizal Park in Davao City. The issue surfaced after former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque claimed on an SMNI news program that the Davao City Mayor is in the next target of an alleged suspension orchestrated by the current administration. In response, the younger Duterte conveyed during his speech at the Barangayan Servicio Caravan at Capitan Tomas Monteverde Senior Elementary School on June 8, 2024, that the government personnel should remain committed to their duties regardless of the rumors surrounding his alleged suspension. Marcos signs into law Negros Island Region Act. President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. signed on Thursday, June 13, 2024, a measure for the establishment of the Negros Island region. Marcos signed into the law Republic Act 12000 or 1200 or the Negros Island Region NIR Act, which aims to unify the provinces of Negros Occidental, including Bacolod City, Negros Oriental, and Siquijor, in a bid to promote administration decentralization, strengthen local autonomy, and accelerate economic, cultural, and social development. It will bring the total number of the regions in the country to 18. This union is long overdue and makes very practical sense, especially in the Negros Island, where people are located on one island but are governed under separate administration region, Marcos said. So, for decades now, Negrenses have endured the rigors of sea travel, unnecessary expenses, bureaucratic red tape, and inefficiency that this arrangement has brought, especially when there is a need of urgently access government services from regional centers on other islands, he added. International news. G7 agrees $50 billion loan for Ukraine from Russia's asset. The G7 has agreed to use frozen Russian assets to raise $50 billion for Ukraine to help it fight invading Russian forces. U.S. President Joe Biden said it was another reminder to Russia that we're not backing down, but Moscow has threatened extremely painful retaliatory measures. The money is not expected to arrive until the end of the year, but it is seen as a longer-term solution to support Ukraine's war efforts and economy. Also at the G7 summit in Italy, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and Mr. Biden signed a 10-year bilateral security deal between Ukraine and the U.S., hailed by Kiev as historic. The agreement envisages U.S. military and training aid to Ukraine, but it does not commit Washington to send troops to fight for its ally. Some $325 billion worth of assets were frozen by the G7 alongside the EU following Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022. The pot of assets is generating about $3 billion a year in interest. Under the G7 plans, the $3 billion will be used to pay off the annual interest of the $50 billion loan for the Ukrainians taken out on the international markets. Speaking at a joint news conference at the summit venue in Puglia, southern Italy, President Biden said that the $50 billion loan would put that money to work for Ukraine and sent another reminder to Russian President Vladimir Putin that we're not backing down. Tesla shareholders have backed a record-breaking pay package for boss Elon Musk and approved a plan to move the firm legal headquarters to Texas. The results of a victory for the billionaire who had campaigned fiercely for the payout, which is the worth of up to $56 billion. The exact amount depends on the Tesla share price. Hot dump, I love you guys, he told a crowd of enthusiastic shareholders who had gathered in Texas for the firm's annual meeting. The eye-popping sum had sparked criticism and raised concerns that the board of the company was too submissive and close to Mr. Musk. A judge in Delaware voided the package earlier this year, siding with a small investor who had sued over the deal. The fight over the plan had aired concern about Mr. Musk's leadership. At a time when the firm's share price has fallen from its high and its position on the electric car industry is under pressure. But Mr. Musk relied his fan base and support of the deal, appealing particularly to individual investors who make up an unusual large portion of the firm's shareholder base. Entertainment news. Singaporean star Brian Ang, David Matthew, Reynold Tan visit the Philippines for collaboration project. According to Lars Santiago, report on 24 Oras Thursday, Brian and the half-Filipino David starred in the series Third Wheel, which aired on GMA Network. We did Third Wheel that was featured on GMA, and I was quite surprised because a Filipino fan that tagged us, me and Brian, they were saying like, "Oh my God, David Brian, I saw your show on GMA and I was like, wow, on Filipino TV. That's something." And my family also caught it and they were very proud, David said. Brian said that a lot of effort was put into the project. The cast and the crew really put their heart into it. So, to know that what we created together is not just on this place in Singapore but around the world, I think that's every comforting, he said. Reynold, meanwhile, starred in the online series The Day One or The Day I Love You. The three actors are looking forward to their works collaboration in the country. For a lot of Singaporean actors, we hope for the opportunity to star alongside foreign actors. We could learn a lot from them, Reynolds said. Sanya Lopez talks about hilarious sampal moment on Pulang Araw. Sanya Lopez is one of the most in-demand actors today, with the film Playtime now out on the theaters and the series Pulang Araw and Sangre coming out soon. It may be a challenge for actors to switch between characters, especially when filming happens almost simultaneously. And that's exactly what the First Lady of Primetime experienced. The GMA News Online visit to Pulang Araw set in Sampaloc, Manila. Sanya shared that right after taping for Playtime, she had to go to the set of Pulang Araw. May moments ako na hihirapan talaga ako. She said with a laugh and shared that she had a hilarious sampalan moment on Pulang Araw where she plays Buddy Vale star Teresa. May eksena din na naging ako ang pinahihirapan. Ako ni Sian Lin. Yung mga ganon, may mga eksena na sampalan din, she added. And then, kinabukasan kasi, dire-diretso ako from playtime. Straight ako sa taping ng Pulang Araw. For the sports news, Lionel Messi said he will not be part of the Argentinian squad for the Paris Olympic as he is no longer at an age where he can play in every tournament. The 36-year-old Inter Miami forward is currently preparing for Argentina's Copa America title defense, which runs from June 20 to July 14 in the United States. In February, under-23 manager Javier Mascherano said Messi, who won gold with Argentina at the 2008 Beijing Olympics, had an invitation to join the squad for Paris. I took to Mascherano, and the truth is we both understood the situation, Messi told ESPN. It's hard to think about the Olympics right now because we're in a Copa America. It would be in 2-3 straight months of not being with the club, and more than anything, I am not at an age to be in everything. I have to choose carefully, and it would be too much to play 2 straight tournaments. I've been very lucky to play in the Olympics, of winning it together with Mascherano. It was a wonderful experience on football level. Olympics U20 memories I'll never forget. The men's football tournament at the Olympics takes place in July and August. Teams are allowed to 3 overage players in their squads. Reigning one-woman atomweight world champion Stamps Fairtex congratulated Filipina contender Denise Zamboanga on the latter's win over late replacement through Noel Granjin this Saturday in Bangkok, Thailand. Stamp, who was supposed to defend her title against the Filipina mixed martial artist, withdrew from the fight after she suffered an injury in training. Though the bout was postponed, Zamboanga remains in Stamp Cruz here. Congratulations to you, my dearest friend. I thought this fight would end in a knockout because Denise has been training for quite a long time, said Stamp. I admire Noel very much, and she did well enough despite only having 2 weeks to prepare and just having fought a few weeks back, she added, giving props to Grant Jane. Stamps and Zamboanga used to train together in Thailand while they remain good friends outside the cage. Both ladies mean business when it comes to trading leather. I will fight you soon, Stamp told Zamboanga. I'll try to recover my body until it returns to 100% and be able to defend my belt in my next fight with you. Featured story. Miliana Estes has been called the curator of modern Aloha. Here are pics for Honolulu's best cultural experience, from haunted looks out to Aloha shirt shopping. Hawaii's turquoise water and sandy beaches beckon travelers from all over the world, but a stop in a capital city of Honolulu. Often a layover for visitors venturing to others Hawaiian islands has so much more to offer than just a quick dip and Waikiki Beach or paying respects at Pearl Harbor. Located in the islands of Oahu, Honolulu has more than 20 diverse neighborhoods, spanning beachfront, Kahala and lush Manoa to historic, commercial and retail districts like Ala Moana, Chinatown and Kaka'ako. But whichever you find yourself, a friendly smile, the scent of fresh flowers and the general feeling of warmth serves as the greetings. In the island, it knows as aloha, a meaningful gesture or sense of being that represents connections and the compassion for the community and loves or loved ones. D-Day shipwrecks were the World War II time capsule. Now, they are home to rich ocean floor life. Among the 80-year-old sunken D-Day wrecks that line the coast of Britain and France, wildlife is thriving on the wreckage of war. Stretching for miles along England's Devonshire coast, between the sea and the patchwork of hills, lies a shiny expanse of slapton sands. Humpback whales can occasionally be spotted offshore. Dutch pub at the far ends sell fish and chips in an oak beam bar. And each year, the dawn of 23 April, hundreds of dead soldiers rise up out of the waves and march across the fields. Or so goes to a local ghost story. The tale has its roots in a tragedy. In the spring of 1944, the coastline had become a training area from American troops. Their mission was to complete a secret, full-scale practice of the upcoming D-Day invasion of Utah Beach in Nazi-occupied France, part of an operation in which 160,000 Allied troops landed along 50 miles Normandy coast. But disaster struck when German U-boat snuck among the flotilla, torpedoing and gasoline-loaded ships, and leaving scenes of burning carnage in their wake. For the side story, let's watch this. And for the trivia, do you know that durian is widely celebrated for its long list of health benefits, which includes the ability to boost immune system, prevent cancer, and inhibit free radical activity, improves digestion, strengthens bones, improves signs and of anemia, prevent premature aging, lower blood pressure, and protect against cardiovascular diseases. According to Parkway East Hospital, that there are 6 nutritional benefits of durian fruits. Number 1, likely chocolate. Durian can make you happy. Durian may help regulate blood pressure. Durian may help you sleep better. Durian may help combat skin pigmentation and wrinkles. Durian contains nutrients that may help support bone health. Durian boasts energy. That's all our news for today. Please like, share, subscribe, and click the bell button for you to be updated of the Pinoy News Channel's activity. This is Gilbert Lopez Martije Caso. Good morning.